Good morning. Welcome. Namaste. I'm so glad you are here. My name is Dawn Zapp and I'm with Swan Lake Spiritual. Going to do a weekly energy forecast. We are going to use the Law of Attraction deck to start by grabbing one card that is going to be in our best and highest good for the week ahead so that we can help reframe our thoughts. We know that what we think about, we can that energy can be used in our favor to manifest the things that we want. And so by changing our thoughts, by noticing and stopping and observing and intervening and changing that thought for something a little bit kinder, more optimistic, more positive, we can actually change our reality. And so the Law of Attraction cards helps us reset our thoughts. What do we need to do to get our thoughts back on track? What do we need to know about how we think, and what we think about is going to be in our highest and best good for this week ahead. And so last week it came up that there was some probably conflict with someone close to you in your life. Have you talked to that person? Have you made any steps forward? What's the energy like this week? And what is it that's going to need our attention and our focus? So this card is, I do not need to monitor my thoughts. I do not need to monitor my thoughts. Rather than trying to monitor your thoughts, pay attention to how you are feeling. For if you should choose a thought not in harmony with your broader intentions, you will feel the discord. And then you can redirect your thought to something that feels and therefore serves you better. This one's awesome because what I find myself doing is I find myself slipping into that I find my thoughts going into that place of worry and fear of how am I going to do X, Y, and Z? How is this going to resolve itself? What is the outcome? And so I need to shift my thoughts, and this message is coming up because, like me, we're all mirrors of each other. And so there's stuff in this message that's going to resonate for you. And so when you find yourself in your thought pattern, going to the place of worry, fear, shame, guilt, any of those lower energy emotions, switch it, find its opposite. And so for me, I'm practicing gratitude. 2 days ago, my daughter offered to buy me a Starbucks out of the blue and had it delivered, and it was amazing. I was like, thank you so much. Thank you for this awesome free coffee. And yesterday, my mother baked me cinnamon buns. And so now I'm choosing to focus on the gratitude and the appreciation for the things I have. When I can shift my thoughts to thinking about all of the good, then I can start to snowball those thoughts as well. My awareness is brought to more of the good I can appreciate. And I'm becoming a magnet for more of all of that good stuff to keep coming my way. So I'm shifting my thought from being in a prison, I'm not free, I'm trapped, to I'm safe. I'm secure. I'm in a sanctuary. I mean, whatever you need to tell yourself to flip that vibe. But it's not just telling yourself, right? You can't just say, I don't want to feel angry, I want to feel happy. You have to actually feel. Your emotion and your body and your energy has to feel the vibration of happiness and joy. So how do we actually feel it? Well, we do something that brings us that joy and happiness. We do something to help us change our thoughts. And sometimes a random act of kindness, sometimes us doing the kind thing can help flip our thoughts around so that we can see more kindness and beauty in our lives. Next, I'm going to pull from the Wisdom of the Elders. Just going to pull one card today to see what's in our highest and best interests, what we need to hear and know for our greatest good to continue evolving this week, to continue being this week, to continue being in alignment and harmony. What is it that we need to know for our highest good to be in alignment with our highest self? What can we do? What action or wisdom do we need to hear? What guidance, what messaging do we need to hear for our highest and best intentions this week? I've been surrounded by a lot of people that have been able to bring play into their lives. A lot of us are doing inner child healing work. And when we can bring more play and more childlike essence, it's easier for us to tap into those vibrations, to let go of all the heavy stuff, and to feel like a lighter, higher version of ourselves. So this one is Wisdom, beaver. I'm going to have to grab the book. But like the beaver, use your wisdom that you've gained from your experience to know when it's time to build, when it's time to play, when it's time to have fun, when it's time to share your knowledge. Use the innate wisdom that you've gained from all of your experiences and share that with people that can benefit. Use your voice to share that knowledge, but also use the wisdom for your own lessons so that you have the awareness when you're repeating patterns and when you have the ability to break that pattern and do something different. So let's grab the book, number 6, Wisdom. Wisdom is a gift from the Creator and is to be used for the good of everyone. It is often associated with prudence and intelligence, and it reminds us to practice good judgment. When we consider the decisions we make throughout our lives, we should reflect on how the choices of today will impact the next 7 generations. Beaver carries the sacred grandfather teaching of wisdom and expresses the difference between wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge is about comprehension, and wisdom is about applying that comprehension and knowledge correctly. Beaver shows us that when one pollutes a water source, one may not necessarily be breaking a human law, but one is breaking a law of nature. In a broader sense, when we hurt those around us, we in turn hurt ourselves, because on a spiritual level, we are all one. Beaver represents wisdom because it uses its innate gifts for survival and alters its environment in a sustainable and beneficial way for the entire ecosystem. Beaver bases decisions on what best suits everyone rather than just focusing on itself. If you have drawn this card today, it is a message to use your gifts wisely and to live your life fully by embracing those attributes. In doing so, you can contribute not only to your own development, but to the development of a peaceful and healthy environment, community, and ecosystem. This card may signal a situation where your wisdom is required and where careful consideration is needed during the decision-making process. Wow. So you might be tested this week. You might have to use your wisdom to exert good judgment, to make good decisions. But don't be afraid to rely on your wisdom, knowledge, and experiences. They're very valid. Whether or not someone else sees it or shares the same perspective, you are being called to tap into your wisdom and use it this week. Next, we're going to move over to the Goddess Power Deck and see what message comes in, what Goddess is here with us. In this one, I'm specifically looking for guidance from our spirit guides and our higher selves. What energy is going to serve us best this week? What energy can we tap into or remind ourselves to embody, to empower in order to make the best decisions for ourselves this week? So we're going to face a situation where we need to tap into our wisdom. We've already realized that we don't need to monitor our thoughts. We can just allow them to be and recognize what they are. What goddess power, what wisdom, what message for the divine is going to serve us for the best possible outcome? The past. She's got us Nemesine. I can never say these names. Number 37. Something from the past is going to crop up. Something from the past has not been let go of. We're still clinging to the past, to some story in the past. This might have to do with last week's conflict in that relationship, or it could be something entirely different. But there's somewhere where you're aware of that you haven't fully let go of or resolved the past. You're still hanging on to either a hope for a different outcome, for a different future, or you're still feeling hurt and resentful about something that happened in the past with somebody in your past. And now is the time you're being called to release that and let go of that. I had a conversation with someone this morning, just about how long it took for her to actually, I guess, release the past and practice forgiveness, and how much the act of actually doing the letting go and forgiving has allowed her to transform her anger. Over the last 5 years, she's been way less angry and way less triggered because she's let go of the past. We don't recognize it all of the time, but things that happen to us in our past, when we remember them, when we think about them, when we allow them to take control of our mind and our thoughts, that actually puts this like shackle, this kind of like prison around our heart, and it prevents us from fully living, from fully loving, from fully enjoying, and in essence creates this film on our glasses whereby we can't see things clearly. And we don't know that we have this film on our glasses. We think that we're doing, saying, being authentic, but not recognizing the past is what's shaping our perspective of the current reality. And until we address the past, let go of it, forgive ourselves and others, release it, and focus on the here and now, it's going to continue to crop up as an issue for us, and it's going to continue to impact how we view the world and go out in our day-to-day. I will grab the message from the book because I always find there's some little nugget of insight that helps people and provides just what they need to hear at the right time, what we all need to hear. So this one is, there are certain moments within your personal history that hold great treasure for you now. When you examine your memories, which are the domain of the Greek goddess Nemesis, empowered wisdom is revealed. The lessons you find are like sacred talismans, contained within your past like fossils in amber. Right now, you can trust your instincts that if something brings to mind your past, it indeed has a kernel of the old in the new. This is an amazing opportunity to make informed choices and do things differently. This goddess has another powerful message for you. There are many choice points in life where you have the power to make beautiful changes and become more creative, empowered, and alive. Yes, sometimes memories that live in the cells of your body will trigger palpable fear. But you can move beyond your past to discover new territories, and a new vision of freedom will come to you. You won't see the past the same anymore, as wisdom replaces numb acceptance. The memories will change because you've changed. This freedom is gained by willingness and curiosity. Relationships become rich with potential. And all your natural choices will no longer fall into an old pattern that are not serving you. The goddess Nemesis wants you to experience this miracle. So how amazing that we got the first card about not needing to monitor our thoughts, tapping into our wisdom to make important decisions, being aware of how the past is coming up to serve us and how we can use our past experiences to glean this wisdom for our decisions, trusting that we're exactly where we're meant to be. So this is a powerful reading for this week, but it also means that there's likely going to be some things shooken up in our emotions, in our thoughts, and in our feelings as we tackle whatever it is that this lesson has for us in store. Thank you for joining for the reading for the week ahead. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you want to catch the next weekly forecast. Namaste.